It's video number 6 and it's now all about the number 6. A number that either goes to centre backs or centre midfielders who is the best in the Premier League. There are 16 this season, so let's kick things off. In 16th place is Jazz Richards. A product of the Swansea Academy, Jazz Richards' career has been riddled with injuries. They've hit him everywhere he's been and it's restricted his appearances in a Cardiff shirt this season. The right back has barely featured for Neil Warnock, and with his contract set to expire, Richards will likely be out the job come the summer. 15th place is Scott Dann. Once upon a time, Scott Dann was lauded for his defending, with some calling for him to be in the England squad. Nowadays though, the centre-back can't even get in the Palace side, such as his demise. Although it was more just Palace signing better players, that wasn't really his fault. He's part of a generation of players that are being phased out at Selhurst Park, having played a key role in establishing themselves in the top flight. 14th is Kevin McDonald. Fulham's resident shithouse, Kevin McDonald hasn't had the opportunities he's needed to make his mark on the Premier League this season. Last year McDonald was key for the Cottagers, but was one of the players who were pushed aside by Fulham's summer signings. Parker brought McDonald back into the fold, but it hasn't been enough to stave off relegation. 13th goes to Jonathan HOGG. Next is Huddersfield Town's resident shithouse, who has been the heartbeat of the Terriers team during their incredible rise to the Premier League. Christ, the bloke even broke his neck whilst playing for them in the Championship. HOGG has a mean streak in him, but it hasn't been enough to keep Huddersfield in the Premier League. He's a fan's favourite, the kind of player you'd love to have at your club, but hate otherwise. At 12 is Dale Stephens. A hat-trick of shithouses, Brighton have their own in the shape of Dale Stephens. The midfielder is a workhorse for Chris Hughton, doing the dirty work in the middle while not being the most gifted in possession. In the past few years, Stephens has been undroppable in the Brighton midfield, going from the Championship to the Premier League. He's even been a goal threat, scoring 7 times in the 2015-16 season. 11th goes to MARIAPPA. I'm surprised that ADRIAN has played as many Premier League games as he has for Watford. He seemed such an odd signing in 2016. It's his second spell at the club, and the 32-year-old is clearly well liked by Javi Gracia, even if some fans are a bit sick of his mistakes. But Watford have had an amazing season, and MARIAPPA has been a part of that. 10th is Andrew SURMAN. The Bournemouth midfielder is a tidy footballer, which is exactly what you'd expect from a player who came through the Southampton Academy and has played nearly 200 times for Eddie Howe. SURMAN's enjoying probably the best spell of his career in recent years, having always been a player who mainly operated outside the Premier League. SURMAN, along with many of his teammates, have proven they can hang in the top flight. 9th is Danny Drinkwater. You might not know this, but Danny Drinkwater is still a Premier League player. The midfielder is nowhere to be seen at Chelsea, having failed to make any impression following his £35 million move, which is literally a surprise to no one. With all due respect to him, moving to Chelsea was a step too high for a player who had one stellar season in the Premier League, where N'Golo Kante did all the running and Drinkwater just had to clip balls in behind for Jamie Vardy. 8th is Ben Mee. While it's a nightmare for commentators, Ben Mee is another success story at Turf Moor. A man who failed to make the grade at Manchester City, Mee has reclimbed the ladder at Burnley, cementing himself as left back before moving into the centre, where he's received rave reviews for his positional sense and no-nonsense style. Did City make a mistake letting him go? Not really, but Ben Mee has still done a brilliant job since leaving. 7th is PHILJAGIELKA. A Premier League veteran, the 36-year-old has played for just 2 clubs, playing more than 250 times for both Sheffield United and Everton. Jagielka has been an incredible servant for the Toffees, although his minutes have diminished in recent years as he gets older and older. But he's there when called upon, proving to be the deciding factor against Arsenal this weekend. I will never forget that stunning goal he scored against Liverpool a few years ago as well. 6th place goes to JAMAALLASCELLES. One of the youngest captains in the Premier League, Lascelles has proven to be such a leader for Newcastle, being handed the armband by Ralph Meters at a crucial time for the club. While at times he can still be a bit naive, Lascelles can dominate at the back, especially when the Magpies are pegged back and defending for their lives. He wears his heart on his sleeve and always puts his body on the line for Newcastle, which is why a lot of fans hold him to such a high standard. 5th is Johnny Evans. The Leicester man is a Premier League winner, winning the league 3 times with Manchester United, having come through the club's academy. At West Brom he proved to everyone that he's one of the best central defenders outside the top 6, leading to big money bids from the likes of Manchester City. And at Leicester he's added extra experience to what is quite a young squad. Number 4 is DAVINSON Sanchez. He's the most expensive signing in Tottenham's history, costing £42 million in 2017 from Ajax. Spurs have signed some top players from the Dutch club, and Sanchez has a long way to go to match up to Eriksen and Vertonghen. But the Colombian has all the tools to be a success and a mainstay at the back as Spurs look to cement a legacy in their new stadium. His pace is incredible for a centre-back, making him such a tricky defender for strikers to come up against. 3rd place is DEJAN LOVREN. The self-proclaimed best in the world, we all know who it really is. DEJAN Lovren is certainly a player that gets people laughing, but when the lights are on, the Croatian is actually an excellent defender who could very possibly be a Premier League winner come the end of the season. He's a World Cup runner-up, a Champions League runner-up. Surely he won't be the bridesmaid once again when this season ends. Second place and runner-up is LORENT KOSCIELNY. Had the skipper played more this season, Arsenal might be doing a bit better. The Frenchman has been Arsenal's best defender for years, becoming a gunner in 2010. For a while he was underrated, but the 33-year-old has to be recognised as one of the Premier League's top defenders, providing he's fit enough to play of course. A fantastic player and leader for Arsenal, LORENT KOSCIELNY was very close to being the Premier League's best number 6. But in first place is Paul Pogba. The dab master who sadly doesn't dab anymore is quite easily the Premier League's best number 6, I mean the bloke's one of the best players in the world. When he's on form I don't know how you're meant to stop him. He's strong, quick and powerful, explosive when he needs to be, good in the air and so creative it's scary. Now that Jose Mourinho is gone, Pogba is out of his shell and showing why he costs so much money. The hair is always questionable, but Pogba is a joy to watch when he's at it. So there we have it, that's every Premier League number 6 ranked in order. Let us know if we made the right call in the comments below. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.